Alright, we're hopping back into one more quick casted game. This is a simple pub lobby. We'll just go over some basic stuff with each player here as we polish off the last of our wine. First Lance Red Council, we have Staycraft, been switched to individual, and Hark tainted it. This is always risky, going with Fade Rautha in a Corrino lobby, because Corrino can always make it, for everyone or for a single person, and then Corrino, or Hark, can put taint on it. Now, Hark, interestingly, actually voted for Atreides, which is bizarre. I would have thought Hark would have wanted this. This is an outstanding development section for Hark. Hark really benefits, especially with Piter, with going down Spying Mastery early, building up those agents, sacrificing them. Remember, with Piter, you get Solari for every sacrificed agent, based on the number of agents you have. So if you have, 10 agents and you sacrifice, you'll get 600 Solari. So that's how that works. It gives you a little eco boost each time you sacrifice, so it's even better. And you also decrease the cost of missions. So you can end up with, the Toxic Vapors costing 50 intel or something crazy. But otherwise, this is a pretty typical start. Instill Fear, Arrakis Butcher. Then, some people go Work Ethics, Demonstrative Par, some people go Lay of the Land. Local hubs, I've heard people say, is actually useful for the Plascrete, which I actually believe now. And others will go Spying Logistics, especially if you go with an early Piter. Fade Route is, again, trickier to use. Definitely someone you can use as Hark. But generally, you just want to take what you need and you pillage everything else, right? With Instill Fear, each of these regions will be less authority to cap in the future. So this is the right move. Imperial Basin, extremely good for Hark. His Spice Field over here, he's got Plascrete, so he has everything he needs, basically. He's scouted out another Spice Field for himself. He sees this little area in the corner, and interesting, Corrino's actually venturing out. Ill-advised. But, Corrino into Hark at high levels doesn't always work out great. That can be much more of a coin toss. But I think in intermediate and even lower levels, Hark will usually smash. Corrino will smash Hark because of the combination of Orbital decreasing everything's health, and then the Sards executing like crazy. So it's a matchup that favors Corrino. Okay, it's just pillaging. Interesting. Matchup that favors Corrino, but not necessarily. In the middle, oh my god. We have a Water Traders and Genius Minds. If this Water Traders and Versatile, this is a center you drop for as Corrino. It's almost that good of a combo. The main reason why is, actually, as batshit crazy as this is, maybe you actually do drop. Oh, it's stupid, but I think it'd be fun to drop here. This is what I think would be a fun game: is you drop on this region, Asteron Plains, you take the middle, you bunker up with this Spice Field that has the strong network quirk that we love so much. That's intel churned out. And then you get to use Water Traders with Ingenious Minds. Really, really strong. But anyway, for Corrino, went with Fenring and Irulan, pretty typical. And I see a lot of people. Okay, Outpost Logistics. That's fine. Imperial Administration is their best. I think probably one of their best techs. So he should really be hitting this ASAP. In terms of his quirks here, so yeah, you want to get upkeep reduction, so you want to plan for having 4 yellows in this village, or 4 blues or 4 reds, etc. Here, Scientist, so he could do like a Spacing Guild, he could do an Investment Center, and then he could have 3 research hubs, or he could just have 4 research hubs and processing plants. That also works. Over here, Plascrete region, it's actually a very good combo too. Desert Miners and Hard Workers, just make it all yellow. You can supplement it with intel or recruitment offices. But that's what most people will do. Is it's important to play with the quirks, but also don't neglect the stuff that your quirks don't necessarily supply. So, he doesn't have any manpower specific bonuses here. Hard Workers will give you something. So it's probably worth doing 4 yellow and then a couple of these. Looking around, he has Sandfall nearby. This is an extremely strong region for Corrino. His research station, nice. Up here, he sees the center. He has a plasterite versatile. This is nice. Glass sculptors with versatile. This can also be a very strong, almost droppable region of his next domain. Amplifying that with a plasterite region is really, really powerful. You get 500-600 salary a day just from that. And then, okay, yeah, he's got plunderers, connections. Okay, so nothing else super sexy over here. Crescent Ridge. Okay, a Worm's Nest drop. I don't usually love it, but Scholarly makes those specials that much better for building hedge. Let's look at the smugs. So he's gone with Staban and Lingar. Straight down the eco tree, Jesus. So I think this is a bit of a trap, especially for smugs. So going straight yellow. What can I say about it? If you're gonna do this, in for a penny, in for a pound, get Chome support too. Just knock it out of the way. But early on, Smugglers gets most of their eco from pillaging. They have extremely powerful pillaging mechanics. Their snipers have huge, initial burst damage. They get 30% more resource from pillaging, and once they hit 10k, right, they get an additional 50% from pillaging villages. So all your eco early will just be pillaging as smug. So go a few red, get that early tech, decrease your upkeep by getting a scav drone, right? Aim for a fuel cell region for that, and you use this income you get from pillaging to get tons of knowledge in all your regions. You should have manpower, knowledge, and plasterite early. And then that lets you get through the rest of your tree, right? Eventually, you want to list methods, sure. Eventually, yeah, you do want underworld contacts. But you really do need your red tech, and especially down this mid-red tree early. And that's going to be how you sustain your economy. Later, once you have your UHQs established, your 10k, and you're getting spice from people's main bases, then it's a good time to really finish off the rest of your yellow tech. But early on, I think it's you'd probably be better off going down some red, some green, maybe a blue, and then I'd probably finish off red, then go to yellow. That is probably how I would look at it. Let's look at this Landsrad. We have Fade Routha deciding he wants to fuck someone's Landsrad over completely. If this hits Atreides, he's in some trouble. That's a pit you don't really want to climb your way out of. But you can see how powerful. You see Hark and Corrino are talking to each other. This is so wicked. I love it. Oh, wow. Oh. Atreides is wise to it, and the Minor House is coming with the steel chair. Slap that shit on Corrino. Now Corrino's in the pits. That is so cool. This is, I think, one of the most fun mechanics that gets so little play at the higher levels is using Fade Routha, because you just need one person, right? You need to have one little Grima Wormtongue to listen. All right, I guess you're Grima if you're Fade Routha, and you need one Demented King to listen to you to completely fuck over their day. You can do this to a Smuggler who's newly at 5k and gets, they start their Landsrad at 200 once they hit 5k. You can just keep them in the pits. They'll never buy Chome. It'll be too expensive. You can do this to Atreides and make them a pariah. You can do this to Vernius, who tends to actually sack a bunch of their early Landsrad standing for their robots and make them a pariah, and the whole game they'll have to fight their way out of that pit. They'll never have enough votes to actually do anything. So this combo of giving Corrino, allowing this taint to go on someone, and then Hark using it, and someone else potentiating it, extremely powerful. So I love seeing this. It's just fun. For recruitment, I mean, this is so good, especially for Hark. Same with this. But everything on here is great. Well, except the Landsrad loss. And Atreides, we got Thufir and Jessica. This actually looks okay. Of everyone here, I like this one the most. With Jessica, of course, he's got his research agreements, political agreement, trade agreement. So he has at least one of each. He has 3 research agreements, so if you take a look at resources, you'll notice that he's 6 research ahead of people. 6 knowledge, plus the other bonuses he gets. He should probably get an embassy up as a relatively early main base building, so I'd probably do Research Center Embassy here. Because if you have Jessica, that embassy is going to really pay dividends, right? That's going to give you extra 10% extra knowledge here. And what am I drinking? I'm drinking a Pinot Noir from Oregon. It's a lovely little vineyard. I love the shit being talked. So Smugs reaching out, or Atreides reaching out to Smugs and getting a treaty for influence and Solari. Again, I like this a lot. Atreides really adapting to this axis of evil between the red and the white. You know, red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. We'll see what happens if Eric Keane has oil or something they find. So we're hitting nearly month 3. So just as a benchmark of how the game is going and how games can go, month 3, the beginning of month 3, so now 10 days, is when Vernius can have about 55 to 65 CP. It's when Fremen will likely have 65 CP if they're going to be playing a more aggressive early game. I suppose a more competitive version of Fremen, right? This is actually probably when I would attack if I'm Fremen and I'm actually trying to win. Is it exactly the 21st day of the second month? And that's because that's usually when you'll have 55 CP and you're working military propaganda and you're working on Stalwart Alliance. Right, that's when you're going to start attacking, and as soon as you're done killing the militia or whatever, that's when you'll call in your Fremen homies, courtesy of Stilgar, to decap stuff. So at this point of the game, Hark has 40 CP, Atreides has 38, Corrino has a pitiful 23, unacceptable, and Smugs seems to really be struggling with the Raiders, so he's got jack shit. But right now, you know, you can at least ward off a little bit of aggression with 40 CP. If your train is good, if you're expanding cautiously, if you have a military base down and you have you know, an operation to detect, a probe set up in your back pocket, if you have good scouting with your ornithopters, you can defend that. It'll just be a war of attrition, right? And if they want to take it with Jamis and sacrifice their authority to do so, they might be able to, but it's not an insurmountable situation. But this is a round when you get hit by 55 CP, so if you have a missile battery down and you're ready for it, you have militia, maybe you're PAing stuff as Atreides in order to ensure that, you can get by. Hark has the ability to just piss manpower, and with Kudu especially, they can actually be pretty scary to fight into. They can bleed you. And if you're Hark in a Fremen early game, you want to have a ton of manpower buildings, which is a little unusual. Normally for Hark, you know, you get someone with work ethic, you got recruitment initiative, you get an early recruitment main base building up and the command post. So you can actually churn manpower out early, and actually better than Fremen can, because when you're attacking stuff, these militia, right, Arrakis Butchers gives you manpower for killing militia. So you can kind of trade with Fremen somewhat effectively. But if Fremen is wise to it, Fremen will know how to bleed you of manpower, which is really killing your militia in these villages, or militia checking you if you haven't. Getting skirmishers to take out these gunners that you will undoubtedly have, and being wary of the Serbs, which are really, really tough for Fremen. Right? If you're doing this early on, if you're going to trade manpower, right, you get split Serbs. If you're not going to trade manpower, then just make them stealth. They're really hard to deal with. Alright, now hitting the third land thread, we're hitting month 3. We'll see what pops up. Atreides has gone all the way down Spying Mastery. I love this with Thufir. This is so cool. It's really, really good strat. And he's going straight yellow. And again, he has a command post available. Army logistics, second gear slot, and some water. This is fine. As Atreides, you can manage this. Just be really, really cautious. Don't contest pillages like this. Capture your backfield, PA stuff, get treaties with Jessica. This is totally fine as Atreides, right? Again, Embassy I think would be the next one I'd want here, but this is okay. Hark very smartly got a research treaty with Atreides, so they can actually get spying mastery. Now, this is a little tougher thing to think about, but if you're Hark, you know, do you want a research treaty with Atreides? The answer is maybe, right? If they have a treaty you really, really want, i.e. the blue tree down to spying mastery, then yeah, get it. Are you going to give them a tech in return? Yeah. Do they need that tech at that moment, or do they have it yet? That's kind of the question, right? If Atreides is all the way down here to border defenses, you don't need that quite yet. So that's not as useful. Later in the game it might be, but not right now. You know, I gotta go actually answer the phone. I'll be right back. Okay. We'll see if we get that phone call again. Is there Cho? Okay, it seems pretty tame so far. Where were we? So yeah, if you're gonna get a research treaty with someone, it's useful to think about what they might have at that moment, whether you need it yet. So, Hark is getting access to an easy spying mastery. They're giving Atreides a Atreides foreman in exchange. Here's the phone call again. Ugh. Oh, the drama. Okay, we're back. Um, this is gonna be a really cool game. I can already feel it in my bones. Smugs is gonna have their own issues just surviving, I think. Hark is doing a really, really smart job here. He's tanked the land threat of both Corrino and Atreides enough that neither of them have a significant advantage in terms of land threat standing over him. The reason that's important for Chom is the higher you're standing, once you hit these higher levels, you actually get discounts to your Chom buying. So, in addition to influence production and everything else, influence cap, gov eligibility, charter eligibility, Hark is giving themselves a really good chance here of actually getting a nice Chom victory. So, we have a fully crewed harvester over here. Wonderful. One down here, neglected, but needs some manpower. We have a bunker here. I love this. You always want to have a bunker, if you can, with your spice fields as Hark. If you oppress this, then if you have a neighboring missile battery, it'll shoot and kill the rebelling... I actually don't really know what they're oppressing as Hark. I don't know if it's like the villagers or the workers or who. Whatever they're doing. Oppress the village. So I guess the whole village is feeling the oppression. They'll get blown up by any neighboring missile batteries, so it's nice to have these bunkers to be able to oppress and clear it faster. But he has 3 spice fields. That's rule of thumb for that's about 1.5k per day into the late game, which is quite a bit, right? With a good spice rate. Here we're at 2.4, so all of your manpower should be poured into this, and looks like that's what he's doing. He's crewed up all 3. All 3 are active, so let's see what Hark has. He has 224 spice, so he's making only 23 per day. He's not selling a lot either. He doesn't have a Chom branch, does he? Not yet. So he's still working on all the other stuff, right? Plascrete's costing him a ton, 120. Armies, 200. So he's a Plascrete in almost every region. 1, 2, not there. 3, 4, 5, 6 Plascretes. Jeez. Which early on is fine, because again, this is all about tempo, right? You need all this Plascrete to build out your villages, but man, is it expensive, right? You're going to be pillaging a lot as Hark as well to sustain your economy. Looking over at Atreides land. Atreides is PAing this region while he defends it from, looks like some raiders. So Atreides now has 1, 2, 3 spice fields. He has this one, which is actually very nice because it's close enough to put either a furnace or a spice silo in between. And so another big thing is looking at kind of your planning purposes, right? So Hark down here, he caps this. He gets wind. He gets a processing plant. He can put down a maintenance center. Touch both of these. And then he can also put down a spice silo and a furnace. And now he's hitting both of these spice fields with a furnace and a silo instead of having them individually in each one. It saves water and upkeep. It also frees up these for having additional buildings in it, right? You can put in a different kind of yellow building, like a wholesale market or something if you're going to Harvester Works, which he does have. So Admin Hall, Harvester Works, Chom Branch, love it. And that's because, so once you get this tier 3 Chom integration, you can see the next period spice rate. This can help you to determine whether you actually want to get a Chom Branch now, or maybe the next lands route, or if you can wait. If you see the current rate's 2.4 in 12 days, you have a 2.5, yeah, 100% get the Chom Branch. But let's say it's 2.4 and then next month it's 1.5. Then your Chom Branch will have no effect other than completing this district, right? 10% extra star production. It won't do anything else if the exchange rate's low. So you can hold off on that and maybe instead look at your tree. What else do you need? Well, you're going to finish your blues that you want. You're going to need your reds. So maybe instead you put a single red down here, right? Maybe here's where you put your manpower building, and then you can get your parallel training, your 55 CP, and I don't know, maybe a barracks or a fusion plant. He does not have a fuel cell source either, so probably a fusion plant's not the worst idea in the world. Oh, I'm sorry, he has one way over here, but this is pretty distant, I think. And then he has this other spice field here, so this is fun. Like he's got a lot of empty space, right? He's got these 2 deep deserts and a desolation. So he actually does not have a lot of room to work with. But he's doing a good job here. Corrino has not yet dropped. Kind of odd. He does not have the money yet. He does have the authority.
Reporting for duty.
And interesting. So I mean, I think an aggressive drop, which I don't even think is a bad drop, is actually here. And if he's fully built out, what you could do is you can wait until you have an orbital. You can drop here and attack basin. Attacking and capping basin here, very strong, because one, yeah, gives you amazing manpower production. It helps you to bunker your main, your drop. And then you can work on the middle. You'll also still get the quirk amplification, a strong network on your spice field. And again, this is a matchup that's relatively weak versus you, right? If they have an army like this, and they run into your army, you know, an orbital will obliterate these. When they get into combat, oh, he actually went heavy loads, interesting. But an orbital will actually just, you know, wipe this army completely. So this is an opportunity that's actually not a terrible one. Now, is it otherwise optimal? Here, I'm honestly, yeah, this gives him Worm's Nest. This just gives him the middle and basin. Yeah, I think this is probably as good as it gets for you. You can play a lot more safely if you're in a more competitive lobby and you're worried about, you know, people collaborating to blow up this base, which Smugs and Hark should definitely do it, but it may not even happen in a competitive lobby. So see Hark over here getting his next spice field up. Still not making a ton of money, despite, you know, a great exchange rate. Still working. Oh, Chum Branch is up. Okay. It's at 3.5. So, yeah, 300 is not a whole lot. And there, we see the recruitment center coming up. We see a beautiful center. Looking over at Atreides again, so he's still building out. This is totally fine way to play. Using, so the other thing you think about, right, is let's say you have these 1 slots as Atreides. This is super helpful. So let's say you early on go down your blue tech. Whoops. Wait, you got most of your blue tech. Okay, great. What do you need to catch up on? Whatever you need to catch up on, put that into these single slots. Maybe it's a Chone branch. Maybe it's intelligence agency. Maybe it's council chamber. You know, you can put other stuff in here that's gonna be helpful. This tends to be best suited, these double these 2 slots, for blues. You just get so much utility from influence and intel production, and this production gets amplified by Thufir's ability, right? So agents have 1 additional trait. Sustainable spying gives you double application for traits that are present only once on a field. And so together, right, let's see if others have it. Can't really see it there. No influence ones. Oh, here's one. Okay, so this one making 2 influence per level on a level 3. Makes 6 influence per level because it's the only influence, the only charismatic trait on Arrakis right now on this information field. It gets doubled. So it goes from 6 to 12%. So 12% additional influence by having that one guy there. For Atreides, charismatic 1.7. So essentially 1.7 more influence right now. That'll go up further if he gets an additional Senate envoys for another double blue. Right. And then, of course, if he gets other guys with charismatic, which with Thufir you most likely will, spread them out. That Bene Gesserit he has, super powerful with Atreides, because this Bene Gesserit trait will also be affected by sustainable spying. So this single Bene Gesserit can turbocharge and expedite building of levels on a field. Instead of counting as 2 agents, it counts as 4 agents. And if you actually click on this, so if you click on the field and you look below it, it'll actually show you how long until you get the next level if you're working on one. So here we go. So level 1 in 2 days. Right? And back here at the map. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 harvesters. We do not have a bunker over here. We don't really have one over here, and we have a nice one in the middle here. We have a water extractor that's very vulnerable. We have Hark really expanding quite a bit. I think he sees this fuel cell, and that's what's motivating him. Which, again, I think is fine, but the likelihood of him keeping this is pretty freaking low. I think you have to do just get a fusion plant in your main base. Sorry, Miko. And then, yeah, he's actually at a very weak point here. He's very little red tech. He needs parallel training, especially his Hark. But, yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of Serbs either. So maybe this is just like an unusual meta tech against, Corrino, maybe? I don't know. He's going for Chom, though, and probably to assassinate someone and then spike Chom. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Smugs has it in him to contest this. So what else do we have? We have Corrino has filled out much of his tier 3 yellow. Interesting. He should probably finish off his spice tech. He's going Emporize to fear of assassination. Always a good idea. If you're ever a neighbor with Hark, just get this. This is a little bit early, but probably not a bad idea either. Let's see what he has here. Okay, not much. But yeah, I mean, month 5, 6, I think you can start queuing that up. I think you probably want that after you get trinkets, personally. But I think you also probably want crew training program, just to maximize your production. Now, Corrino's spice production is not as good as other factions, because their spice tax doesn't increase their exchange rate. If you take a look here, 2.5, 2.5. Well, Hark has a Chom branch, but here we go, faction status. Atreides here gets 0.1 spice exchange rate per tax paid. Hark gets the same awesome deal. Corrino gets a flat slurry production bonus, and Smugs gets influence. So you don't need to go hard into Chom tech to make money as Corrino. You just have to really play around your main bases, let all these cool other techs do their thing. So if we take a look here, integrated cost, that tier 3 yellow, you get 10 slurry per village. Megalopolis, you get water, decreased construction cost. You get decreased slurry upkeep by just having 4 of a color in each village. You get quirk amplification, wherever the fuck that went. Well, it's somewhere in there. And then it looks like the Smuggler is giving Corrino production on his village. How bizarre. I've not seen this used. The only person I ever saw use this was the legendary U12, who would tell you in advance, hey, I'm going to give you a production boost, and in exchange I'm going to steal spice from you. And it was actually a very... It was a courteous way of playing, and it was this diplomacy that's lost upon us brutes. But Corrino's working on their second base, going to put reds in it. It looks like Smugs hit 10k, So Smugs now has the important task of putting their major underworld headquarters, the major extensions, into each base. It basically makes Smugs late game work. You can get so you also look for triple reds. Triple red. Usually Hark will have one. Usually, almost always, Fremen will have one. Often, Corrino will have one. So find whoever has a triple red. Here, Atreides actually has one, and place that there. That gives you 5% power on all of your units per level of district. So with a three building district, you'd get 15% more power, which is huge. That's enormous for Smugs. Harvesters, right? Whoever's the most harvesters on the map. Not necessarily who's leading in Chom, because again, could be Corrino, who maybe here only has 2 spice fields. It's probably in this case is Hark 1, 2, 3, 4, or Atreides 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so probably on Hark you'd put it. You get 15 spice per harvester they have. You'd also do it on Fremen. Will also be affected by that. And then eco. So find who has the highest district eco. In this case, it's Hark. You have another attachment you can place here that is the other eco, extension. It gives you 30 slurry per district, so you get another 90 slurry passive over the course of the game. In addition, Corrino's an amazing faction for Smugs to steal from. They build tall. They have stupid amplification of all their quirks and just random additional bonuses. Everything around a main base gets water. Everything around a main base gets slurry. All this stupid bullshit, right? You should always be prioritizing Corrino's base and their building for how you're going to build out your UHQs. They are going to give you the best bang for your buck, bar none. After that, it's probably Hark. Honestly, Hark village production can be really, really, really lucrative. And so you should have at least 1 UHQ on every faction. That's just because Foot in the Door gives you influence and intel. As long as you have at least 1 UHQ on someone. So that's up to 3 influence and intel per day. It's not nothing. But otherwise, yeah, steal from Hark, right? If you see good quirks, if you see a really, really good knowledge region, intel region, go for it. Something just making slurry for no fucking reason. UHQ here, right? You can get a ton of water, some slurry, and some plasticrete. Amazing. If you see a village under oppression, right? You can place the scab operation enhancement, right? Just get money while shit dies. Any place with knowledge, any place with a research hub, you should probably be stealing a knowledge from them, right? The extension costs maybe 100 to actually buy. And so for 100 one-time costs and a 1 upkeep per day, you'll get a third, approximately a third. In this case, it would be 0.4 of the knowledge that it produces. So for Smugs, prioritize, Corrino, probably Hark bases too, and prioritize what they're offering you, right? Water, fuel cells for sure. Knowledge is always super important. And otherwise, I mean, he's just hanging out up here. He's stealing some spice from Atreides. I love it. And he's giving him water. Okay. So interesting. So Smugs is actually making a fair amount of money from the UHQs. And this is not unusual, right? They only have, I guess they have Worm's Nest too. So they have 3 spice fields. But if you take a look at their income overall, about half their net income is coming from spice. The rest is coming from villages and UHQs. And this probably optimized a little bit further, but the dog's looking at me, wanting to get more treats, I think.
On watch.
Alright, let's take a look. Corrino eked out I over the Smug. Private mandate onto House Atreides. Very interesting collusion. Yeah, we're not seeing a whole lot of combat quite yet.
Everything is under control here.
Yeah, I'll be real. At this point in the game, I think Smugs is probably further behind than the others. Hark has taken a very strong position throughout the center of the map, but is then sandwiched between two factions, and that's always going to be harder for him to deal with without a strong cross map. Smugs has two specials to take, but might just be content sitting here with his UHQs and doing his thing. With his two specials and everything else, it's probably around, maybe a little bit behind the others, but it is cooking some passive with the UHQs that he has, 19 of them. Corrino is a late game powerhouse. He's gotten late game. He has 1-2 specials. He's got a spice tech up now. He has a middle that is very ripe for the taking. Has a northern neighbor who seems somewhat passive. Then Atreides just has to PA stuff. They have a special in the back they're saving, a nice little Moondew. Otherwise have 3 specials capped. I don't think any of these are going to get capped soon too, because these are pretty defensible spots. But definitely has an incentive to push into the middle. So Hark is kind of sitting here between a rock and a hard place. Let's see what he's doing over here. So he's got, yeah, he's going to try to assassinate Atreides. I like it. And honestly, all these factions would be eligible for assassination. Smugs actually, interestingly, would actually be harder because they just need 2 searches to basically cover everything. Atreides needs 1, 2, 3. And Corrino, I think actually might need more, right? 1, 2, no, 3. Okay. Nothing too juicy. Chum support from Atreides. Harko and Chum support. Finally, Adrenaline. Jeez. Well, what's he prioritizing in front of this? Martial economy? Yeah, I don't know. I think you need, as Hark, this is such an important tech for you. Command points. Attack speed bonus when shit dies. Second gear slot in the armory. You should beeline this down here. Aside from butchers, this is probably one of the most important techs you can get as Hark. It makes it really, really, really powerful for just grinding out a fight and winning it. Smugland, he's going to synchronize heist at long last. Atreides, military propaganda, chum support. Interestingly, has not gone Proud Lib and has not gone down to Vet Militia yet. I think those are missing techs that are really strong, and political entente or active surveillance also really important. Interesting. So I didn't really think about this. Because of how low his standing's been, his influence cap's really low. So Atreides has not been able, is just wasting tons of influence here. See? Alright. Smuggler bounty on himself. And let's see what happens with Market. Corrino and Hark are chatting. And, you know, oh, this is a tough one. Oh gosh, they're gonna target someone with this controlled markets with the taint. This is gonna be absolutely fucking brutal. So Corrino talks to Hark, Hark talks to Corrino, Corrino talks back to Hark, Hark talks to Atreides. This is some fucking lore accurate scheming from Oryx here on the Hark. I like it though. This is just dastardly. So he might see that he is. Oh wow! So Corrino gets both the charter and the taint. Wow, and that's all courtesy of Atreides, who interestingly put it on Corrino rather than Hark. Wow. I'm very surprised by this. Yeah, the minor houses again came through. And oh, this poor smuggler is just doing his best. It's just not enough. But man, okay, so right now, Corrino's got the exchange rate decrement, poor research on military stuff, which he's still not got Imperial Protocol, surprisingly, going wonders. But look at his income; it's virtually unaffected, right? Even with a 1.3 exchange rate, he's making a ton of money because the vast majority, all that, I'd say most of the positive there is from his villages. Everything else is the bonuses he gets. Making a good amount from water sellers, actually. Wow.
No one compares to Sardaukar.
Hark is finishing up his embassy now. Has his double blues. Again, I like this a lot. It's a very fun, unusual way to play, is maximizing some of these other bonuses you get. But, you know, interestingly, I don't think he's oppressing anything, is he? Yeah, he's not manually oppressing. So he's actually missing out on quite a bit of influence production here. Fade Raltha, one of the bonuses is when you oppress at least one village, you get agent recruitment speed bonus, and you also get influence production of 20%, which is not nothing, right? So you could probably be closer to about 20%, or 20 influence rather, something like that. Okay, what the fuck? What in the fuck? This is funny. So, first of all, bold move, Cotton. Assassinating as Atreides, not as easy as it looks. You have 2 cells. You don't have a lot of bonuses to doing it, right? Normally, whereas Hark and other folks will have, well, not Hark, but Corrino or Smugs would have stealth gear, reducing the operation detection chance. Nefarious contacts, reducing infil, giving an extra infil cell and reducing assassin cost. Atreides has neither. They have their own kind of tech, so they need to find their own source of intel for their 200 intel assassins, and then they have 2 cells. So he's kind of lucked out that Hark has nobody on counter intel. This might get detected at 50%, but more likely than not, sometime, you know, between 20 to 30% it'll be detected, typically, if you have no one on it. If Hark sacrifices for the assassination, then it's a whole other story, but yeah, this is so funny. Hark is planning an assassination on Atreides at the same time he's getting assassinated, so we'll see when he realizes it. Atreides gonna have a hard time pulling this off. But Hark, yeah, he needs 1 search here, 1 search here, 1 search here, 1 search here. So 4 searches. Atreides only needs 1, 2, 3, and he has Thoof here, so he can expedite it. So there it is, detected at 30-ish%. So what do we see? We see instantly from Hark, well, he's putting in another cell, obviously, as one would. We see recognition of his betrayal. We see a cell search come down instantly from sacking, you know, an agent. So let's say you just nip it in the bud, right? You just search everything, sacrifice agent, search everything. So we found one there, so search these quick. So yeah, Atreides has no chance of actually pulling this off. And Hark's doing the right thing here, right? Oh, what the fuck? This dude is a lunatic. I love it. Smuggler just nuked a spice field. And it's fucking hilarious. This is so insane. Completely unhinged, and I absolutely fucking for it. Just nuked a fucking spice field. Fucking Paul Atreides wouldn't do that shit. Threatened to, but Smugs has ruined his own chances of buying Chom ever again. But he's made this a lot more interesting of a game. Very strange.
I'm here. Just say the word.
So this is the end of the Atreides assassination. We hardly knew thee. And it looks like Smugs might want some of this business. And for some reason, Corrino is caught out a little bit. I think he's been able to escape, but you know, if he puts UHQ here to decrease the militia health, I think he can easily take this.
You alright, boss?
Take a look back at our smug friends. So what do we have here? Main base. We went triple yellow, double. Interesting. No parallel training is usually a little bit dangerous, a little risky. Speaking of which, so we have a triple red. We have parallel training coming just now for Corrino. Army-wise, we got 55 CP on Corrino. We got 54. I'm sorry, on Smug. These are built out just fine. And Atreides is doing something very smart here, which is he's farming the Siege for experience. So you either put it on a scav team when he kills stuff, or you can just have your guys, you know, attack, kill these off, run away, do it again. Just build up experience, especially with Atreides. You get all these bonuses for having higher experience on units. You have Gurney, you get additional bonuses, but otherwise you have gear upgrades. Last one for each unit, aside from the drone. Just gives like more health and more power. So this is smart. Any passive? Yeah. Atreides about to hit 20k rather. The 30 passive hedge. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 specials, so he still needs to build out this one for fuel cells. This is great. This will actually help some of the Atreides water problems they tend to have.
Ready.
Oh, yes, the drone. Good. Okay. So, Smugs has lost patience. He is attacking into Corrino here. He's getting hit by some missile batteries. Is running his snipers into a closer range. He's not using, interestingly, Barrel Cleaner, which is one of the most powerful abilities that the snipers have available to them. Elimination shots, it stacks with Barrel Cleaner. And so instead of getting 300% more power, you get essentially 400%, 4 times that initial power damage. Okay, wow. Pretty wiped by the Executioners. This is how Sards work, right? Low health, Sard stacks just fucking cut through them and they're done. And that's a huge difference in tempo. So, done. Wow. You know, I think there's a way to win that battle. I don't think that's how you do it, though. And now we'll see Smugs that's rebuild with... Oh, he bought 8 mercs. He has plenty of manpower, though. Interesting. Maybe he thinks that Corrino's weak. But, yeah, he only has 4 building slots, so... This is not the right move to go with mercs. The right move is to just rebuild your army and go back again. It's nighttime, too. If you can time attack with night, Smugs do more damage. Oh my god, another nuke. This guy's a fucking... lunatic. I love this shit. This is so cool. It's month 6. The dude's just fucking nuking everything. He's using UHQs. This is so... I'm going to try this. I want to try this kind of build. Just getting a ton of money, a ton of income irrelevant of your spice production, right? Let's see, where's he at? He has spice trader. So he's got a exchange rate of 1, but is making 467 spice. Fuck you. Oh, it's beautiful. And this can be why it's really, really hard to actually beat Smugs at Chome, is look at where his income's coming from. Village is 309. Yeah, it's, I guess this was making him a ton. But why? Oh, it's stealing spice, that's why. But otherwise, where's the shit coming from, right? UHQs, 450. Probably optimize it a little bit better, but really, really good number. And even if he has a fully built out army, maybe he's still positive 500. Enough to buy nukes and launch them for no fucking reason other than you can. Now, can you ever buy Chome again? Again, probably not. But, man, is that button fun to press. Someone's flying in, there's a base to be blown up, whatever you want. Launch a nuke. And I think this is an admirable quality in someone. Someone who's like, I'm gonna nuke it just like, because fuck you, I want to, you know? It's what the world needs more of. The go-getters. Alright, let's see. It looks like Corrino is taking this region. Well, Riches is not good. Also kind of unusual. But, yeah, interesting. So, is Hark going to assassinate Atreides? It looks like he's thinking about it. Does he want to? So this is 1 search, 2 search, 3 searches. Through fear, he won't complete that. This is a very defensible assassination plot, unless Atreides overextends and speak of the devil. So now he's on a 4 search. So 3 cells you can complete even without
At your command.
through fear.
Yes, sir.
2 is safe. 2, and then you start dropping shit if you have a Hark doing it. And, they sacrifice for it. But 4 you need through fear, or you need to be Hark to be able to search that quickly, or you have to have detection and know how to play it well. If you have 5 searches, you're done. You shouldn't survive that. But yeah, maybe Corrino's actually gonna eye a base kill, and that would definitely make it very interesting. Look at the money situation here. Hark is still somehow poor. I don't understand how that's possible. He's got his furnace down. Got his harvester works. He's oppressing the shit out of everything. He's making 500 spice. And yet, Smug's at 474. Insane. They're making, Smug's making even more than Hark. And that's because all that non-spice eco he's stealing is paying dividends. And this is actually a very good case use for when a smuggling station, traffic station is a good idea. Because you get effectively almost like a 4-to-1 conversion. Something like that. 3 to 4 to 1 conversion of spice to slurry. You bypass the shitty spice traits you might get as smug. So it's almost always going to be worth it because you can't really modify this meaningfully to be competitive. And especially if you're going to be nuking people, like you might as well steal spice and use that instead. So now Smugs just has their influence to throw around. No pitiful 50 votes. Oh, man. So taint and a bounty goes on Smugs? That's not what you want. That is also not the right idea, my friend. He's pretty far behind in terms of hedge. He's built, I should say, a fair amount from his UHQs. Take a look. So he did do a good job getting early Underworld headquarters. If you look, he's made 1,800 hedge just from those headquarters. Compare that to the amount that anyone's gotten from craft workshops. Dwarfs it, right? So early UHQs is the way to play. But this will catch you up on your the deficit you have in terms of number of villages. But having fewer villages also means if you lose one or if you need to cap more as Smugs, it might not be as painful. He has a special here in the back to take. He can certainly take Well of Riches whenever he wants. This will probably be his next aggression. But yeah, Atreides is gonna annex Cruiser Wreck at some point for sure. Take a look over at Atreides. He's just farming some more. Let's see if that assassination's coming through. There it is, cook in. Okay. So this will get detected at 50% if he sacrificed for it, which he probably did. Let's see where the Hark cells are. One on the border here, great. One up here, I like it. And where's his third? Border town, okay. So, yeah, all these are fine. You know, border agents are the most obvious place to put them. But you want to ideally make it so that he needs to search many more places than he thinks. Is that another fucking nuke? Oh my god, this guy's insane. Oh, this is awesome. Who needs snipers when you're fucking crazy? He's not gonna kill these militia, I don't think. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, he's ranged. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, this guy's insane. I love it. I think you gotta pull for Smugs in this situation. He's doing his best. Launching nukes fucking everywhere. Why wouldn't he just take Cruiser Wreck? Poor Smug. Okay. This guy's a lunatic. I love it. Aw, bummer. I wanted answers. The funny thing is, he's still making a ton of money. He's throwing nukes everywhere. He's not even that far out of his eco's great. This is wild. He didn't need to quit there. He certainly has a way back into the game, right? Take Well of Riches, take Cruiser. Between those two, he's basically caught up with everyone else. Like he's not in a bad spot at all. A little bit of a bummer. Real bummer. It's a bummer. So I think, yeah, you build your spacing branch, take Cruiser Wreck, get your Wraith up. But his eco here, his fundamentals for the eco are actually outstanding, right? That's fucking weird. He's making most of his money from Outer World headquarters. He's selling a ton of spice, and a ton of spice with a 1.9 exchange rate. It's not even that great. And again, he's making it from a combination of villages stealing spice, mainly from Atreides here. Let's see if we can zoom in here. So this is stealing from his own spice field. He's got very strange main base setup. This is insane. Mason's Guild Admin Hall, though. No, did he? He is Admin Hall. So yeah, he just has really bizarre choices. But stealing spice here is actually really, really lucrative, as you can see. Okay, so we see, interesting. Let's see if Hark has it in him to get one more assassin in. I think we'll actually probably kill Atreides. Atreides has not done this appropriately. So whenever you're being assassinated, you want to look for your border regions you probably have to abandon. If it's one like that, you know where it's at. With Dufir, you expedite your cell search, which he's done. But he's not spread his army out to actually search everything, which is kind of the problem. A thing you can do is you can get a probe set up and put them on a region that'll actually shut down. So run him in. Yeah, you're set. A probe set up here, he shoots this, and he actually stops the assassination. But he failed. Uh-oh. Get in. Get in. Get in. The assassin's here in the village. Why is he waiting? Oh, that's incredible. That is so funny. Because the village is under attack, he couldn't get the assassin in. And so I've had this happen to myself before. So let's say you're Fremen, for example, and you're trying to assassinate someone. If you have Fremen raiders or Awaken the People on that village, they will not allow you to send an assassin into the village. So in this case, the village was under attack by Corrino, preventing Hark from sending a guy into the village. That's why this assassin was stuck there. And so this might still go off. It's 88%. If he's able to search this, I think he's fine. In this case, you can use either one of these drones, or better yet, use a hero. Right? Duncan won't die to these fucking arty drones. So just send Duncan into searches. He'll be fine. Lance Red-wise, what are we looking at? So, Taint is on Congress. Very fun. Interesting. Atreides put into truce. Interesting choice. You know, maybe he reckons that he'll be able to assassinate him, but Atreides gonna be here. He may defend this with this loss of the cell here. He needs to get that in. Okay, the orbital is done with. Does he have enough time to get in there? He's in. 3 days. So we'll see when the cell is gotten rid of. If it goes down. 6 days. So Atreides could theoretically actually stop this, maybe, if he went for active surveillance earlier and put another agent on counterintel. He's not have the knowledge production or anything else to do that, so he's going to die. But he doesn't survive. He's going to die. Other way this can fail is if Hark loses the guy he has on Atreides, they'll stop. Yeah. If you're getting assassinated, you get a probe set up, get your your cell searches. Search for cells, and then you can use your probe setup. You can usually guess. So if you zoom out a little bit, like this far, you'll see the Harkonnen shuttle flying in with the assassin. So if you zoom out all the way, you'll see the shuttles flying in and out. You can use that as an indicator of where you're getting assassins. You might see that shuttle flying in. You might think he's up here. And so maybe you wait a couple seconds, you put that probe here, and you'll see what region he's running into. Or you put it into the region you're worried about, right? Let's say you're able to search these and get units there. Maybe you cell search or probe set up this region so that, you know, if someone comes in, you can shoot them. So it's a way to buy yourself a little more time. I don't know what he's on about. Hark and Corrino certainly kind of neck and neck here. Corrino's got a hedge lead. Hark, I think, positionally is in a better spot. He's going to have uncontested show him in a second. And he's attacking Corrino. Great. Really, really good. Where is Corrino's way north? Okay, so this is actually forced engagement up here. Let's look at the operations. We have a nuke. The crazy smuggler nuke, still an option. And again, this is the thing. So, Smuggler was never out of this. This would be Smug's territory. This would be Smug's territory. Smug could have all this shit to pillage or take spice fields. This is not, you know, a done deal. It's a little disappointing that they left, but let's see here. So, these gunners should stay way the fuck back. A thumper here would be kind of cool, but the already drones on this village with a thumper I don't think would work too well. And meat armor is dangerous to use near Sards. If he gets hit once, he's going to die. And a Ramsham, you know, I still don't think it has a lot of use cases, but into Hark, you could argue maybe has some. An orbital here would also melt that for execution, but Urbanith's wit. Cinema. Oh, look at a Ramsham go. He's gonna get shot down by this last guy, I think. Oh my god. Oh! Fucking awesome. 53 power on this guy. Holy shit. Wow. Ramsham with the last second save.
As long as you pay. Listening.
Alright. Then there were 2 humans and 1 forbidden atomic. Robot, rather. So, Hark will have an easier time expanding into these regions. And, Corrino's just going to build passive. So this will be a race. I personally am too tired and too full of wine to care, so I am going to tap out. Hope you guys have a great night. It's hard to say who's going to win in that lobby, but I wish Smuggler would have stayed. I think Smuggler actually would have had a very